Hi, friends. Here we are, day 22 of Sefirat HaOmer, and it's very exciting. This evening begins Netzach week. Now, the first question one might have is, what is Netzach? I mean, Chesed is a word we're all familiar with, and Gvura, okay, we're pretty familiar with that. Tiferet maybe needed a little explanation, but that's still something that it's a word, it's a name, it's something that we're more familiar with. But Netzach? So I looked it up, okay? And because I've heard of it, I know this general gist, but it's not a word I'm very familiar with. All right, so Netzach is a Hebrew word primarily translated as eternity, perpetuity, I don't even know how to pronounce that, or everlasting. In Jewish philosophy and Kabbalah, it signifies victory, endurance, or tenacity. So that's a very special week. My mentor, Rabbi Arya Niven from the new Chabura, you can look it up. I've been in his Chabura 4 years, absolutely life-changing. So he explains that the first 3 weeks of Sefirat HaOmer are like a cycle, right? Where you have Chesed, you have Gvura, and then you have Tiferet balances them. And it's the same thing right now. We're starting with Netzach. Netzach sort of parallels Chesed in that way. And we're going to go through the same cycle of 3 weeks and then 3 weeks. And then the last week, the 7th week, you're sort of living in all the work that you did. It embodies everything. So what he explains is that if you feel like you didn't really plug in the first cycle of these first 3 weeks, right now, today, the first day of Netzach is a time to recommit and to plug back in again and to start that avoda again and to really try to be there and show up for that little bit every day. And if you did plug in the first 3 weeks, then it's a time to recommit and like deepen that commitment and deepen that effort. So it's a very, very, very special time. And what we're going to do for our Netzach, for our tenacity, is we are going to do a little bit of movement, a little bit of exercise, dare I say, but just a little bit in a way that, again, this time period, it needs to be very, very small. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, if you come, Sefirat HaOmer is one bracha. Everything else, all the hiratzon, all those things are extra. The mitzvah is the one bracha. The mitzvah is, and even if you miss the bracha, still the counting, you can count without a bracha if you need to. Showing up every day, taking that little step. So our avoda is something really, really small. And Hashem takes it. It says that if you open the size of a pinhole, you open the door the size of a pinhole, I, Hashem, will open wide enough for wagons and carriages to enter. We just need to show that we're showing up and we're trusting Hashem to take us all the way to Har Sinai, to take us to our goals. And our goals here are to live in that Bat Melech energy, to feel like we are Hashem's daughters, like I am a princess and you are a princess, and Hashem is our father, and he's showering everything upon us to create a life that we absolutely love, we don't need a vacation from, and we just take vacations because they're wonderful. To live with that feeling of Hashem being our father and just wrapping us up with his love all the time. It's amazing. So, our goal for today is at some point over this 24-hour period of Sefirat HaOmer of this day is to take a walk for 1 minute. 1 minute. You might walk more than that. You might walk less than that. But 1 minute of that should be bechavana, as an avoda, with intention. Now, if you can't get outside, that's okay. Walk in your house. And if you can't walk, that's okay. Do whatever movement you can do, as long as you're doing your 1 minute or 30 seconds. It doesn't matter, but you're doing it with intention, saying, Hashem, this is who I want to be. I want to be a person with a healthy body. I want to serve you. I want to use, like, our neshama comes into our guf, into our body, and like animates this puppet to do the mitzvot in the world. And when we're walking or we're using our hands or we're, talking, all the things that we do with our body, that's how we serve Hashem. I always say, if you have a best friend who has no body, Some of my kids had imaginary friends. It doesn't really work. The body is actually the most kadosh thing that we have. This is the home for our neshama. So giving your body that little tiny touch of exercise helps you and me to step into our Bat Melech energy. Bye for now.